The Toronto Raptors may have stumbled onto one of the sneakiest offseason additions, and his name is Sandro Mamukelashvili. Fresh off an impressive showing at EuroBasket, the 6'11 forward/center turned heads by leading Georgia to victories over established powers like Spain and France. In that run, he averaged roughly 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, while shooting with poise and confidence, establishing himself as more than just a role player. He was a driving force for his national team. That same confidence is exactly what he now brings to Toronto, where he joins on a veteran minimum contract that already looks like it could deliver major value. Mamukelashvili's path in the NBA has been one of gradual growth, but his flashes have always been intriguing. During his stint with the Spurs, he showcased his ability as a modern stretch big. Unlike many bigs, Sandro is comfortable handling the ball, making quick reads, and initiating fast breaks after rebounds, skills that fit perfectly in today's positionless NBA. For the Raptors, his arrival couldn't come at a better time. The front-court rotation behind Scottie Barnes and Jakob Poeltl still lacks a true blend of size, spacing, and skill, and Mamukelashvili offers all three. He can stretch defenses to the perimeter, open up driving lanes for Barnes, and keep the offense flowing with secondary playmaking from the elbow or the top of the arc. Defensively, while he isn't an elite rim protector, his mobility allows him to switch across multiple positions. His ability to compete on the glass while still sprinting the floor makes him a strong candidate for minutes in both small ball and traditional lineups. What makes Mamukelashvili especially intriguing is his blend of confidence and maturity. Leading Georgia to its biggest international success gave him a taste of being the guy on a big stage, and that experience could fuel his transition into a larger role in the NBA. Players who shine in international tournaments often carry that momentum back into the league. Think of guys like Bogdan Bogdanovic or even Luis Scola in years past, who've leveraged FIBA stardom into stronger NBA seasons. If Sandro keeps playing with the same swagger, Toronto might have landed a player who outperforms not only his contract, but expectations league-wide. In a summer where most of the headlines have focused on bigger names and blockbuster trades, the Raptors quietly adding Mamukelashvili could be one of the smartest moves of the offseason. If his shooting touch remains steady and his confidence continues to rise, he gives Toronto a much-needed stretch that complements both its core and its young rotation. For a team trying to climb back into the playoff picture, finding hidden gems like Sandro is exactly the type of move that can shift a season. Simply put, if he carries his EuroBasket form into the NBA, the Raptors have uncovered one of the biggest bargain signings of the entire summer. Toronto's 9th overall pick in 2025, Colin Murray-Boyles, enters the NBA as a 6'7 forward with long arms, a sturdy frame, and a motor that immediately stands out. In college, he steadily grew from a solid role player to a high-impact two-way contributor who could fill up the stat sheet with points, rebounds, and defensive plays. His athleticism around the rim, combined with good instincts on defense, made him one of the most versatile front-court players in his class. He showed flashes of scoring in multiple ways, from strong finishes in the paint to short jumpers and quick post moves. His defensive awareness, shot-blocking ability, and knack for creating turnovers make him someone who can thrive in a system built on effort and switching. He doesn't shy away from contact and uses his strength well to battle bigger opponents. Even as an underclassman, his presence on the floor was felt through hustle plays, rebounding, and energy. The Raptors have built a reputation for valuing length, defense, and high basketball IQ, and Murray-Boyles checks all of those boxes. He's projected as the type of player who can slide between multiple positions, helping on the glass while also defending wings and forwards. Again, Toronto's frontcourt rotation has reliable pieces like Scottie Barnes and Jakob Poeltl, but they need more depth and energy behind them. Murray-Boyles offers that spark, bringing an edge to the bench unit that can keep the intensity high when the starters rest. His ability to finish around the rim could be valuable when paired with guards who drive and dish. On the defensive end, his motor and instincts give him a chance to earn minutes early by simply doing the dirty work. For Murray-Boyles to become more than a role player, he'll need to round out certain parts of his game. His perimeter shooting remains a major weakness as defenders are comfortable leaving him open from beyond the arc. Developing a reliable outside shot will not only raise his ceiling, but also allow him to coexist more easily in lineups with other non-shooters. At his size, he'll also have to deal with taller and stronger frontcourt players who may try to overwhelm him. That means his footwork, timing, and positioning must be sharp to compete in those matchups. He also needs to prove he can stay consistent from night to night, especially with his effort and decision-making. The NBA season's a grind, and rookies often fade under it if they're not fully prepared. If he can show steady growth in these areas, he'll carve out a lasting role in Toronto. In many ways, Murray-Boyles reminds me of a young Chris Bosh because of his fluid footwork and polished ability in the post. While he may not have the same height, his moves around the basket carry a similar sense of balance and touch. Bosh built his reputation on graceful pivots, quick spins, and an ability to score in tight confines, and Murray-Boyles flashes the same qualities. He has the confidence to go into the paint, use fakes, and create angles that make up for his lack of size against bigger defenders. Just like Bosh early in his career, he relies on timing and skill more than brute force. His soft hands and ability to finish through contact show the kind of composure you want in a big. If he continues to refine his post scoring and expands his offensive range, he could give Toronto a dynamic option inside. The resemblance to Bosh may not be exact, but the foundation is there. As a rookie, Murray-Boyles is unlikely to be thrust into a starting role, but that might work in his favor. He can learn the ropes as a high-energy forward who provides rebounding, hustle, and defense off the bench. His value will likely come from doing the little things such as contesting shots, switching on screens, and cleaning up second-chance points. He'll be relied on to give Toronto tough minutes when the starters sit, keeping the intensity steady. Offensively, his touches may be limited to cuts, rolls, and putbacks, but that's enough if he finishes at a high rate. The Raptors don't need him to be a scorer right away. They need him to be reliable. His competitive nature and willingness to embrace a role will make him a fan favorite quickly. By proving himself early, he could earn a steady place in the rotation. Looking further down the road, Murray-Boyles has the potential to develop into more than just a bench energy guy. If his shooting improves and his offensive confidence grows, he could become a versatile forward who gives Toronto both scoring and defensive value. His ability to switch onto guards, battle in the post, and provide rim protection could make him a staple of closing lineups. The Bosh comparison becomes even more realistic if he adds a jumper to his arsenal, opening up his ability to face up and stretch the court. In a system that emphasizes player development, he'll have every opportunity to expand his game. The Raptors have a history of maximizing players with raw skills and strong motors. Murray-Boyles already brings the effort and physical tools, so the rest is about polish. If things go right, Toronto may have secured a long-term building block. Of course, the NBA is littered with players who had talent but couldn't make the leap. Murray-Boyles has to prove that his game translates against the best athletes in the world. If his jumper never develops, his offensive role may remain limited, and defenders could shrink the floor against Toronto. He also must show that his size won't hold him back when guarding bigger frontcourt players. Injuries or conditioning could play a role as well, as the grind of the season is unlike anything he's faced before. The mental side of the game will also be crucial, as rookies often struggle with confidence when minutes are inconsistent. His best chance of sticking will be leaning into what he already does well: defending, rebounding, and finishing with energy. If he locks into that identity, the Raptors can slowly build the rest of his game around it. Colin Murray-Boyles represents a classic Raptors pick. A hard-working, versatile forward with plenty of upside, but also a few key areas to polish. His defense, rebounding, and motor give him a clear path to playing time early in his career. What makes him truly intriguing is his combination of touch, footwork, and interior scoring, which already show shades of a young Chris Bosh. Toronto doesn't need him to be a star right away, but they'll give him every opportunity to grow into one. If he improves his shooting and sharpens his consistency, he could be a cornerstone piece alongside Scottie Barnes and the rest of the young core. His fit is natural in a system that values defense and unselfish play, and his personality seems wired for steady improvement. For a team looking to take steps back toward contention, Murray-Boyles could end up being one of their hidden gems. The road won't be easy, but the foundation is already there.